Everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Thanks for stopping by again. Today it is Thursday the 13th. So, life is just hitting its refresh button nonstop. Like, I don't know what to expect. Anyway. I just had to take some time out and just ice my little thing here. I don't know, how is it doing? How are you doing, Tina? It's doing a lot better, I don't know what to expect for tomorrow, but nobody really comes in tomorrow or on Fridays, so like even if others did, like I do not fear them. I'm kind of intrigued by who will show up tomorrow, who normally doesn't show up tomorrow, on Fridays. Maybe I'll surprise them and I won't come in. And I'll just work remotely, and they're like, oh, darn, oh, fuck. I made the effort to come all the way down here. What an idiot. Who knows? Who knows what to expect? Okay, well, there's a 10 of Swords, accentuated, facing the 9 of Coins. Aww. I'm getting, you remember when, like a couple readings back, I was like, you're dead to me. You're dead. That's kind of like what I'm feeling like. Like I'm just gonna mind my own business. You can go ahead and, like lay down and say like poor me and like woe is me. The world's just like I have every reason in the book to like misbehave and like just fuck up my whole life and everybody else's, But here I am, like this is, to me, this is, to the divine, the cosmos, this is like a toddler just, like, kicking and screaming, like, throwing themselves on the floor, just like, I'm not having my way, please pay attention to me, without the please. And, here I am, just like the mom, just, like, putting away stuff, like groceries, like, minding my own business. And so, like, while these people engage in playtime that is very destructive, just like, I'm gonna put away food because I gotta make dinner, I gotta figure things out, and this stuff isn't gonna put itself away, so there's that. So I feel like those are the energy cards so far. Angels of Love and Light, I call you in to direct and protect these messages. So, I haven't worn this top in a while, and isn't it so cute? There. With my red skirt, And this is like the first time I've worn this skirt. Why is my bra so pointy? I don't know. But, there we are. I don't know, I just felt like wearing it today. I wore pastels yesterday. I was like, let's change it up. I just wait for a vision to come through. And they just like kind of, I have a stylist from the divine. Oh, Justice in Reverse. Okay. So what's up with Justice in Reverse? Oh, because, shit is like, happening. I don't know 100% what friend energy is on a basis like that, because I wasn't sure if just because the people from my job within my department, all of them are like, are you okay? Did it hurt? When you examine the norms of people who are really concerned aren't going to be like, oh, pretending like, they're startled, that they're shocked or whatever, that something happened. And they ask you immediately after if it hurt, if you're in pain. It's like, that shit actually doesn't matter. Somebody's gonna get and run and get an ice pack and show that they care, not ask you if you're in pain. And then when you say no, like I was shocked. I was like, no, that's so weird. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't even feel like, maybe it should feel like bruising, but I don't feel anything. And then that's when everybody shut off and did their own thing. Like, they did not give a shit after that. And it was just shocking to me. Because I thought, okay, because they asked, if I was okay. First, like, I just kind of, my initial assessment from being shocked, because it was just like shock layers of it. And I didn't think too much of it. Like, I figured that they weren't, I thought that energy came from the person, right? But then, like, there was, like, it was just mind games after mind games, because, like, the music that kept, like, feeding through, and certain things like that were, like, to coerce and, like, to, like, still show that there was love or something. So I was like, people are mental, And then I realized, after talking to a friend that doesn't work there, that like, to really examine the behaviors of these people that said that asked if I was okay, because they wouldn't be like that. Especially if I said that I didn't question it too much. I didn't realize it was them, because they kept like wandering around checking on me. I sat in a different place, and they kept wandering around pretending like they had to go do something or get something. Even people from different departments. Do you know how fucking insane that is? It's like, they were the spectators and I was the supposed spectacle. And it was just like, what an eye-opener. Like, even people came out from their what do you call it, the nooks and crannies, like, people that I wouldn't even suspect, that people that, like, were initially on my nice list. And so this is great. Process of elimination, Wow. Wow. People reveal themselves when they just can't help, like, find out what's on the tabloids, like, what's going on live, Crazy. But I'm learning, so I'm growing, and I have shit to take home, like, abundance, it's wisdom. They're not just data points. It's like, I can depend on myself. I can depend on the divine. That's the reason why I'm there, to bring it. Because wow. And so it was a sum of spellcasters. I can't say that it was my person or the person kind of person. It was the sum of them, because I had other protection out, and, like, they could not cross premises. They could, even, like, the doughiest of faces, like the sweetest, like, kindest of, like, when you see, like, an Asian face or whatever, like, like a Hello Kitty worker type of face, you think, like, oh, they're so sweet. Oh, they're nothing like, well, no. In the kitchen, tried to fool me. Tried to see if she can get close to me. Next to the tea drawer again. Like, while I was trying to wash my dish or whatever. I remained disciplined, and I ousted her, and she would have tried to creep in closer, but I could tell that she knew, and she was not welcome. So she couldn't come closer. Yes. I'm getting stronger. What a great opportunity to learn. It's not even a simulation. Like, it's a simulation transformed into my very own. Because that simulation was supposed to be an illusion for something else. Let me tell you, the divine resources so perfectly, so precisely, in a way that just, like, you want to fuck with people. The divine has some good medicine, let me tell you. Anyway, justice in reverse. Justice coming to the underworld. Do you see that? Do you see it? Anyway. So let me cleanse this area for just a second. It is amazing. What a wonderful day, let me tell you. When that happened, I was backtracking to, like, see what, maybe I misunderstood something. I don't know. Did I misunderstand something? Did I, like, over amplify, certain writing that I had with, its descriptions on, I was starting to, like, I don't know. I was just checking my notes to see if, like, I understood it correctly, and how, like, I was supposed to expect greatness today within myself and within the divine. And I, just recapping on those things, like what I should be aware of, which is justice coming to those who, like, express conflict in its most pronounced fashion. Yeah, I remember those two key features from the previous reading, and I was like, just because I have a bump on my head doesn't mean that it's permanent, number one. Number two, if anything's going to be permanent, it's going to be the fucking lesson, for sure. We're being schooled right now, and, this is a very, very good opportunity for me to observe and report, and not take everything at face value. Because wow. Like, I can still come out shining, and it's never really what you expect. I mean, I don't want to say never, but it's just, from my experience, these lessons and these, like, surprises are just, like, they take you off guard. Like, wow, I didn't know it was gonna roll out like that. I figured, greatness was like, oh, you're just gonna be in your fancy pants, and it's gonna be a wonderful day. Nobody's gonna get to you, but then that you're, protected, even though people are gonna try to hurt you, and it's a continual lesson that the divine is, I'm very well protected, but they're not going to, like, bubble wrap me, and they're not gonna do like the works on all of it, just methodically, to as much as is healthy for me. And so they have to let some things through in order for me to number one, for me to grow, to like practice my power, give me the opportunity to develop, and as a secondary, I forget how you call it, as a I forget the wording for it, but also for others to reap their karma, to show up how, give them the opportunity to see how they pronounce their energy into the world. That way we have, like, absolute living proof in the here and now, where they're really at. So, it's okay. It still doesn't hurt. It actually hurt more to ice it than to kind of leave it alone, but I know that it needed a little bit of it, so I'm glad I did it. Yeah, so all kinds of protection today, and this is good. Like, I've always been trying to, like, I've always wanted to develop my power and my magic. I really do. I find it so exciting and intriguing, and just like a completely different world. And I don't know. I'm glad that I have it, though, because there are plenty who have it and that abuse it. So now that there's somebody that since I am able to take it away from others, like the divine is, I can't. There's some instances where I'm not meant to take away all of it, but I can certainly take a good chunk of their gifts, their blessings, whether that be in 3D realm, whatever they're trying to manifest in the 3D realm, or their own power, their own gifts, their reputation. I can take them down in different lights, because they're so fucking irresponsible and selfish. So I can keep that stuff, work on the stuff, and or put into practice, good practice, and then also redistribute it to those that are ready, willing, and able. So here we go. Okay, what is this? 3 of Wands, Strength, and 3 of Swords. Master number 33, being in the middle of like heartbreak and starting fresh. What's the next ship? So between that, there's a binding. There has to be a ceremony. Something done very willfully. It's a binding, as well as cord releasing. Yeah. Because of such extremities, we need to handle it within those realms. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Well, hello there. Oh, you're the fun one. How are you today? Okay. Let's see here. We have 2 of Wands, the Tower, and 5 of Swords in reverse, followed up by the 7 of Coins and 5 of Cups. Or like facing each other. So, the last time I got, oh my gosh. I think last time, how I said like 9 to 5, 8 to 5, and now it's 7 to 5. Like, people that have done me wrong, they're going to have to put in some extra work. Like, it's like hours are being tacked on to their dailies because of what they're doing. It's 7 to 5. They're going to have to put in overtime every single day. And so it's going to take patience because they have to get over, like, their own woes, They have to work on their own pain points. Okay, so what turned them up is 2 of Wands, the Tower, and the 5 of Swords in reverse. So the Tower is like something very destructive, something that you have to like completely get discombobulated, get comfortable in getting discombobulated. That's what it is. It's like the crazies. And then so it's a very humbling effect. Like, you have to drop the ego because there's no room for it. It's just going to make you even more crazy to have to like think that like you can control all of this like stuff that's going on. No. This is a learning experience. The Tower is always like a learning, a growth experience. It's a life changer. Yes. Yes, yes. And for the players, a game changer. So, Two of Wands. The front card is telling us that, oh yeah, that's right. It's sizing up ourselves, sizing up the world. So, what song am I getting? It's Nas. Whose world is this? Yeah. And that is a very rhetorical question, right? I mean, if you ask like Tony Montana, right? The world is yours or something? I don't know. Something like that. Yes. So, I think with stuff like that, you have to really get to know yourself, because something as crazy as, something is like blowing up and like you can't re-enter is like Two of Wands. Okay, so that's like you have to buddy up. It forces you to buddy up. So it's teamwork on a more intimate level, considering like these two showed up. 7 to 5, for sure. Okay, so we've got those two. Okay. And like behind that, I didn't want to see it, but I saw it. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Hangman. I think it's also tempering your feelings, tempering like the journey. Like you can't go aggro on it. Like, how do I say it? See, like one person driving forward, one person like at a stopping point, like kind of barrier to it, because look what's happening over here. Like the outskirts do not look favorable at this time. Yeah, to go in like and expect a return right away. Yeah, that's what it is. You can't expect an immediate return. Absolutely, because this is what turned it up. Like, yes. Like your shits and giggles have exhausted their welcome, like worn out their welcome. That's what it looks like here. So you have to take time to recover and just like sober up and like do the work in overtime. That's what it's saying. Okay. Anything else? Not one. 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So the divine is saying you have the abilities to do this. Most definitely. I mean, it's just in limbo. There's a space like on reserve for you, like just waiting for you, like a seat. They saved a seat for you. A graduation. Sometimes I wonder why I read for dark energy at times. But, somebody's got to. Anything else, Angels of Love and Light? 10 of Wands in reverse, facing the 2 of Coins in reverse. Okay. So, releasing the added weight, the burdens. Knowing that you have to kind of just... let me see here. Yeah, like there. What do you call it? When we carry too much, too much baggage, too many burdens, like all the things that we, that we're triggered by, when we carry on too much, it's releasing that, because we need to make some firm choices. There's imbalances and we need to weigh things out. So the need for that is going to naturally require that we let go of those some things that are like excess baggage and burdens and triggers. Mainly triggers. Yeah. So, I mean, like, whether you work in the dark or whether you work actively in the light, it's still applicable, Like, when somebody does that, when somebody physically harms you, like, it's different when it's, like, bullshit like talking or whatever. But when it comes to, like, physical harm, that's a red flag. That's why Spirit reminded me, like, do not interfere with people's karma. It's just going to escalate from there. If they can get away with stuff like this, then they're going to do it. They're going to do it even more and more and more. They're bullies. Bullies with nice coats and nice shoes and and each hair in its perfect little place, with hearty laughs and good handshakes and it's crazy. The big red bow. How much of an illusion that is to the whole packaging, like what's encased. It's crazy. So yeah, this is good. All right, so karma is coming. And like, it's not just like a fear factor, but like the divine is aiming to equip you with how to resolve. So it's not just like, oh, you're living one of your traumas again, and like daddy's home, and like, and somebody's gonna get hurt, or like somebody's uncle is like trying to fuck with things again. I'm gonna get locked in here and whatever. Like, for real, the divine is giving you some feedback that would be constructive in a way that it doesn't hinge on your fears. So you have no excuse whatsoever. Yeah, that's what's happening here. Gotta tell you. Okay, anything else? Angels of love and light, thank you very much for the messages thus far. The world in reverse. Yeah, on the verge of, closing out cycles. Like, you can really land some major breakthroughs. I guess bake is a reference to like things getting a little hot, Okay. What should we... Because I'm not supposed to do like, oh, so what's their karma? Like, that's not what I'm supposed to do for this particular thing. The fact that they know it's coming and what they've already received, it should be a good signifier already. Yeah. So, what should I ask? My throat chakra is starting to get a little fucked right now. So, so you gave them the truth of what needs to be done. Something relative to the throat chakra, though, Spirit. Like, what should I ask? What are we going to answer on the next, like, card thing? Spirit, what's a good motivator for these people, these energies? Like, what is going to be their top motivator? Like, their something that they're personally tied to that will help encourage them. Not like, because these are encouragement, like points of encouragement. But like, okay, so what would inspire them? Inspire them to change? Like, what is that key factor that will not just entice them to make those changes, but like the one that appeals to their inner child, the one that makes them feel safe and loved and happy, and without the obligation to transact, that inspires them to give back. Judgment pronounced. Oh, the Spirit's willing to lend a helping hand, for sure. Absolutely. Like, you can rely on Spirit. You see that I can. Like, it took some work. It took, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it wasn't like tallying up points with Spirit. It just, like, just build trust. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but, like, it's, when you get in the feels and, like, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that I can, like, trust in Spirit. That's it. It's good. And so, like, the love comes with that too. I don't know. It's just the most comforting. The Magician in reverse. Okay. So just knowing that you're very, very gifted and you just need to develop that. Like, just, you think that you're so powerful now? Like, no. That's, to see it, like, turned up, to be able to do that, you know, whether it's, you know, outside of, like, the night, you know, to do it, with your heart chakra rather than, you know, your root or your sacral chakra, to do things from the heart is, like, it's so powerful. It's very, very powerful. So if you think that you're super powerful already, you have yet to see, like, what you're capable of. So, you know, it must come from the heart, you know. Anything else before I move to the bananagrams? I feel a little bruising in my face, like kind of leaking down a little bit. I don't know. What was that? Yep, 3 of coins again in reverse. Deconstruction. You have to take down some things. Bottom of the deck is the Sun in reverse. Okay. So, the most inspiring thing is, like, just happiness. Like, real fulfillment. You don't know until you really know. I. HEDNYOSNO OCPAEGGCPZ. I see page. I see soap. I see hay. I see Hedon. I see scope. Okay, let's use scope because we're not just visionaries, but we also are able to focus that energy and that power. We're able to like see a range of our power and our abilities. I see change. Okay, that's the first. Yep. I haven't seen change in, I don't think, any of my readings, so fan-freaking-tastic. I have yin. Oh, and it's yin, not yang. It's yin, yang. I could do that. Yin, yang. I think so. Let's do that. Yin. So that's the female energy, receptive. But that's with darkness, yeah. I have gone. Or is it gong? I think it's gong. Because the last, thing. This is like the third reference to gong. One with the Starman Tarot. Second one was like when that headbanger. And then here, gong. Pond. So like big fish in a little pond. That's what it feels like. And the little fish are like, the little fish with me are like piranhas. They're like, they're like, fuck you. That's what it feels like. That's my reality. So I have CZ left. That would go into PC, so politically correct. It's a PC pond. How crazy is that? It's crazy. It's funny, actually. It is hella funnies. I have to tell you that. It's funny. Make no mistake about that. So Z, maybe it's catching some power naps in between this, like, instead of like counting to 10, do yourself a favor, catch a little bit of a power nap. Because I think like if we're like tired in the middle of the day, guess what? People get bored and they start to fuck around, quite literally, and like bitch and complain. They alchemize bullshit energy. So if they're bored and they're tired or whatever, do yourself a favor and do the dark night of the soul within a fucking power nap. That's what they're saying here. Because there are plenty of constructs to like, just take part. So, there's the only other place that I can see has a home for is YZ, which is at the very end of the alphabet. It's the last pairing, likely like the least popular because it doesn't formulate very much. Yeah, like. I think it's also understanding that when we close out cycles, it becomes more difficult. Where did we see the world card? Yeah, the world card in reverse. So as we're closing out old cycles or a cycle, it becomes most difficult towards the end, wrapping up like the last bits of it, tying up loose ends, crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Doing that stuff. Because, you know, if somebody else reads it, they can misconstrue the messaging if you don't do it like within that like focused finality. So Y and Z, you know, it's just like the finishing touches. You can't create much with those letters being initiating factors. So just kind of like remember, like give yourself some grace in that, because yin is like what dark receptive energy. Yeah, I think some of this vibe is also seeing like the dark divine feminine energy here, whether you're male or female, like you know, masculine, or like it's that other side. Because I've felt it, you know, but I was more like just shocked about this, just like it wasn't like a shock like ego shock. It was like, how could that happen? Like I was so confused. I was just on my way to getting like a little table, like side table, and I was just walking really fast. So it wasn't just like a simple like step forward. No, I was power walking fast, you know, like it was like I walk fast. So I was just shocked because like I've been in that office before plenty of times, even like 2 or 3 times earlier that day. And that was, did I not tell you, is the second time that I like the first time I like tripped up or whatever on something. Like I'm usually not like that, as you know, what do you call it, clumsy or like unaware. And so that happened like the second time, you know, it was you know, that I kind of fumbled, you know, I wasn't, I don't know, aware of something. It was so, it was like within like a half hour time block. So, like that all tells me that I'm in a very, very toxic environment. That after the reading, whatever, like I was saying about, my positioning and, you know, what my role was, and, you know, it's like people get so jealous. Just typing up the wording to whatever like description on the last postings, like I'm shocked, just because I didn't. It's one thing to like type it and like see it and read it and like know that that's legit, but the feeling, like I didn't even see it coming. Like it's such an understatement, like to see it within its text, but to comprehend it, like I didn't even see that. How this is so strange, you know? And so you know, the divine is just telling me like they'll see who has the last laugh. Like, let me show you, okay? So that's what we got there. We're in a PC pond, which is like full of bullshit, you know? And change is coming, but that's the scope of life, really. You can't avoid it. I mean, you can go hiding, but like you can only do for so long. It's like gong, yeah, it's like it's go time. So anyway, thanks very much for joining me. Oh, also, thank you for your support. I do really appreciate that. You know, just like you really did exhibit some concern there. I'm good though. So have a good night, and thank you, angels of love and light. Thank you to my divine team. Super awesome job. All right, that's it for now. Bye.